Janae's scream cut through the backstage hallway like a blade. Dabria, move! Dabria spun just in time as a collapsing lighting rig crashed behind her, metal slamming against the polished granite floor of the Lancaster Museum. Lights flickered. Guests gasped from the gallery entrance. Her heart pounded, and for one breath she couldn't tell if the shaking in her hands came from fear or fury. This was her night. Her gala. Her masterpiece. And someone had just tried to ruin it. She steadied herself, lifting her chin as she whispered under her breath, "Not tonight." Then louder to the gathering crowd, "Everyone, please remain calm. The gala is still in full swing. Just give us a moment." Janae rushed to her side, breathless. "Girl, you almost got crushed. Who even loosened the rig like that?" "I don't know. But Dabria did know one thing. This incident would have guests talking within seconds. Let's just fix the narrative before it spreads." Janae nodded. "You sure you're okay?" Dabria forced a smile. "I'm standing, right?" "Barely," Janae muttered. Dabria took one step toward the main hall, then another. Her walk smooth, controlled, every inch the lead curator she had fought to become. But inside, her nerves buzzed like live wires. This gala represented 3 years of her life. 3 years of rebuilding after Spencer Mallory, her ex-husband, tore her apart piece by piece. Tonight was supposed to be the grand reinvention, the night she proved to the entire art world, and herself, that she was more than the woman Spencer humiliated. She reached the entrance archway, ready to address the crowd when her breath hitched. Standing right in front of her installation wall, examining a sculpture with quiet intensity, was Derek Lancaster, the billionaire, the museum's primary donor. The man she'd only seen in Forbes spreads and fundraising reports, and never this close. He looked even more unreal in person, sharp suit, broad shoulders, neatly trimmed beard, eyes that watched art like it whispered secrets to him. And he was alone. Janae nudged her from behind. "Okay, breathe. Best time to tell viewers to hit that like button too, because phew, your night just got interesting." Dabria swallowed. "You're crazy." "Still say it," Janae whispered. "You know how YouTube works." Dabria turned slightly toward the nearest camera operator filming the gala for the museum's channel. "If you're watching this," she said with a soft smile, "go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Because what happens tonight? Yeah, you'll want part 2. She walked toward Derek, pulse hammering. He looked up before she reached him, like he sensed her coming. "You must be the curator," he said, voice low, velvet smooth. "Dabria Coleman." "Yes." She extended her hand. "Welcome. And thank you for attending." He shook it gently, eyes never leaving hers. "I've heard good things." Her cheeks warmed. "I hope tonight lives up to those expectations." "It's already exceeding them," he said, turning back to the sculpture before adding, "You have an eye for emotion, human tension. I can feel the conflict in this piece." Dabria blinked. Most high-profile donors only cared about price tags, not artistic intention. "You actually understand it?" "I do. That's why I insist on attending events like this myself. Money is one thing. Meaning is another." The compliment hit deeper than she expected. Janae mouthed behind him, "Oh, my God." Dabria fought a smile. "Well, thank you. I curated these pieces to create a dialogue. I'm glad that comes through." "It does," Derek said. "And I'd like you to walk me through the exhibit later, if you're available." Her breath caught. "Ah, yes. I'd be honored." But before the moment could settle, a voice stabbed through the soft buzz of conversation. "Well, well, well. Look who decided to come out from behind the curtains." Dabria froze. Her chest tightened so hard she thought it might crack. Spencer. Her ex. He stood there with a wine glass, wearing a smug grin that made her stomach twist. And beside him, clinging to his arm like a polished ornament, was Sophie Whitaker, Spencer Mallory's new fiancée. The air thinned. Derek's brows lifted, acknowledging their presence with cool neutrality. No personal connection. No emotion. Just professional courtesy. Sophie's smile sharpened as she stepped closer with picture-perfect confidence. "We didn't want to miss anything important. Spencer insisted we arrive together." Spencer smirked like the comment was meant to wound. Dabria's heartbeat dropped into her stomach. This was the worst collision of people she could imagine. Spencer's eyes slid over her, slow and condescending. Dabria, you look surprisingly decent, Janae muttered under her breath. Lord, give me strength. Dabria forced her voice steady. Spencer, Sophie, welcome to the gala. Sophie looked Dabria up and down, her tone sweet but eyes cold. Derek told me the curator was talented. He didn't mention she was also bold. Her gaze flicked between Derek and Dabria. Inviting the billionaire donor for a private tour? That's ambitious. Derek stepped in smoothly. I asked her. And it's strictly professional. Sophie's lips twitched, half jealousy, half annoyance, but she masked it quickly. Spencer chuckled. Relax, man. She always did have a way of pulling people in. He stepped closer to Dabria. Remember when you used to drag me to those little art shows? You were obsessed with proving yourself. Cute that you're still trying. Dabria's breath trembled. Not here. Not again. Derek's expression darkened. Janae stepped forward. You need to back up. Or what? Spencer taunted. You don't want to find out, Janae snapped. Derek finally intervened. Spencer, that's enough. But Spencer turned to Derek with a faux apologetic shrug. Just making conversation. Then, like an expert at twisting knives, he added, I heard someone tried sabotaging the setup earlier. Hope that wasn't you, Dabria. You always were messy under pressure. Dabria felt the old panic clawing at her throat. But she also felt Derek move closer. Not touching her, but near enough that she felt shielded. Dabria ran this event flawlessly, Derek said, cold and controlled. And I won't let you disrespect her again. The room quieted around them. Spencer's smirk faltered. Sophie stiffened beside him, gripping his arm just a little tighter as her eyes darted between the men. Dabria's eyes burned, not from pain but from something unfamiliar. Someone was standing up for her. Really standing up for her. Janae whispered behind her. Girl, he is choosing violence politely. Derek leaned slightly toward Dabria, voice low so only she could hear. If you want me to remove him, I will. For the first time in years, Dabria felt power bloom in her chest. No, she whispered. He doesn't get to make me look small tonight. She straightened, holding Spencer's gaze. Enjoy the gala, she said calmly. And try not to embarrass yourself the way you used to embarrass our marriage. A small gasp rippled through the nearby guests. Spencer's face flushed. Sophie stared at Dabria in stunned silence. Derek's lips curved just slightly. Janae whispered, My God, you're finally back. As Dabria walked forward, Derek followed naturally beside her, like they had been moving in sync all along. She didn't look back. She didn't need to. For the first time in her life, Spencer Mallory was behind her, where he belonged. And the night was only getting started. The moment Dabria left Spencer standing behind her, something inside her unlocked, like a door she didn't know she'd been keeping barricaded for years. She didn't look at him, not even when she heard him muttering about her under his breath. Let him talk. Let him crumble. Tonight wasn't his. Derek walked beside her with a protective steadiness that contrasted the storm raging behind them. Are you sure you're all right? He asked softly, his voice low enough not to attract attention. I'm fine, she said, though her pulse still raced. I just didn't expect him to come. I doubt he came for the art. She scoffed under her breath, a bitter but amused sound. Spencer only shows up where he thinks he can control the narrative. Then he came to the wrong event, Derek said. His tone was smooth, but beneath it she sensed a simmering anger. An anger not for himself but for her. Janae caught up on her other side, whispering fiercely, I swear if he tries anything else, I'm banning him from the building. I don't care if he came with Sophie or Sophie came with him. I will drag. Janae, Dabria interrupted gently. Please. I need tonight to go well. Oh honey, it's going well, Janae said. In fact, this is good for the channel. If you're still watching, people like the video before the drama breaks loose again. I'm serious. Dabria playfully elbowed her. Stop bullying the viewers. I would never, Janae said, fanning herself dramatically. I'm boosting engagement. Derek smiled faintly. You two are entertaining. We're traumatized, Janae corrected. That's different. Despite the banter, Dabria's hands trembled slightly. Derek noticed. He leaned in a fraction. If you need a breather, I can step away and redirect attention. She shook her head. No. Stay. You help me stay grounded. His eyes softened, and for the first time, she saw something vulnerable flicker behind his composed expression. Then I'm right here, he said. Before she could respond, a small group of board members approached, smiling warmly. Miss Coleman, one of them greeted. The layout is stunning. You've outdone yourself. Thank you, she replied, instantly snapping into professional mode. I wanted the flow to mirror the emotional arc of the artist's stories. And the lighting adjustments? Another asked. Brilliant. Funny. 5 minutes ago, the lights nearly killed her. But she smiled anyway. I'm glad the vision is reading clearly. Derek watched her confidently lead the conversation. The pride in his eyes was unmistakable, quiet, admiring, real. But the peace didn't last long. From the corner of her eye, Dabria saw Spencer approaching, Sophie by his side. He moved with that same arrogant smirk, the one that always made her skin crawl. Sophie followed closely, heels clicking sharply across the floor, but kept her distance from Dabria. She wasn't here to confront anyone, just to look pretty beside her new fiancé. Spencer's eyes locked on Dabria. Well, look who's thriving without me, he said, loud enough for nearby guests to hear, the sarcasm dripping. Dabria forced a smile. The gala is going well, she replied evenly, her voice calm and controlled. Spencer's smirk widened. Of course it is. All this pomp and circumstance. I wonder if you'll still be smiling when someone reminds you of the past. Janae, catching the exchange, muttered under her breath. Oh honey, he's trying to start something. Don't bite. Dabria ignored him, moving with composed confidence, letting the guests' admiration and Derek's supportive presence anchor her. Spencer leaned in slightly toward Sophie, whispering something she barely caught, then glanced back at Dabria, his eyes flashing with mockery. He stepped closer, invading her space, not to reconcile but to intimidate. Janae whispered, Is this man drunk? Hi. Possessed. Dabria had seen this version of Spencer before. The narcissist unraveling, the mask slipping, insecurity bleeding through his arrogance. She took a steadying breath and stepped forward. Spencer, she said, calm but firm, you're here to enjoy the gala, not to harass me. Keep your distance. He tilted his head, eyes gleaming with challenge. Or what? Or I'll call security, she replied simply, her voice leaving no room for argument. Sophie stayed quiet, a little startled by the tension but clearly letting Spencer lead. Spencer scowled, realizing he couldn't push further without causing a scene. He held up his hands in faux innocence. All right. No need to get dramatic. Though drama seems to follow you everywhere, doesn't it? Janae started forward, ready to confront him, but Derek, standing nearby, placed a gentle hand on her arm. Not worth it, he murmured. Spencer shot Dabria one last glance, his jaw tight, then muttered under his breath, always so high and mighty, before finally moving away with Sophie trailing behind him. The tension drained from Dabria's shoulders. Janae grinned, giving her a light, triumphant punch. See? You didn't even break. Not one bit. Dabria allowed herself a small smile, her heartbeat slowing, warm with relief. The moment he disappeared into the crowd, Dabria's breath finally released. Janae immediately pulled her into a side hug. You just bodied him. Do you understand? You just said the main character line. I'm so proud I could cry. Derek stood in front of her, expression softening. You handled him perfectly. I feel like I'm shaking, she whispered. You are. He smiled gently. But you didn't break. Her heart thudded, heavy and warm. The gala staff signaled that the live auction portion was ready to begin, and guests started moving toward the central atrium. Derek offered his arm. Walk with me. She hesitated, then took it. As they moved together through the crowd, Janae followed behind like a proud mother hen, whispering, If y'all don't subscribe after this, you don't love drama. The lights dimmed. The auctioneer stepped onto the stage. And across the room, Spencer watched them with an expression Dabria recognized all too well. Jealousy. Boiling. Vicious. Dangerous. The kind that always came before he did something wildly stupid. The auction opened with a burst of applause, but Dabria hardly heard it over the pounding in her chest. Standing beside Derek, his arm brushing lightly against hers, she felt an anchor she hadn't realized she needed. The bidding for the first few pieces came and went with excitement, laughter, paddles raised, clinking glasses. But Dabria sensed the tension building like static in the air. Spencer stood near the back wall, his eyes fixed on her and Derek like heat-seeking lasers. Janae noticed too. "He's going to do something," she murmured behind her. "I feel it in my eyelashes." "Just stay alert," Dabria whispered. "I'm a hawk. A ninja hawk." The auctioneer introduced the next piece, an abstract painting with violent brushstrokes and fiery colors. But then the lights shifted, illuminating a canvas near the center of the display. Her canvas. Her anonymous submission. The one nobody knew was hers. The auctioneer announced, "And now, a piece submitted by an emerging artist under the pseudonym Julian. Bidding starts at $5,000. A few guests leaned forward, intrigued. Dabria's heart lurched. Suddenly, she wasn't at the gala anymore. She was back in her tiny apartment, painting through tears, trying to process her divorce, her failures, her self-doubt. She never thought the piece would be chosen. She never intended for it to be seen. Derek felt her freeze. "Is that?" She nodded once. "Yes." He exhaled softly. "It's beautiful." Before she could reply, a smooth voice cut through the room. "I'll start the bidding at $20,000. Head snapped around. "Derek." He raised his paddle calmly, eyes still on her. Gasps rippled across the room. The auctioneer lit up, excited. 20,000. "Do we have 25? A paddle lifted across the room. "Spencer." 25, he said loudly. "I'll take it." Dabria felt her stomach drop. This wasn't admiration. This was possession. Control. Humiliation waiting to happen. Derek raised his paddle again. 50,000. More gasps. The auctioneer nearly choked. 50,000 from Mr. Lancaster. Spencer's jaw clenched. 70. The air tightened. People whispered. Phones discreetly recorded. Derek lifted his paddle without hesitation. 100,000. The room exploded with murmurs. Janae whispered, "Oh my God, we're witnessing billionaire warfare. Should I live stream this?" "No." "Okay, I'll just soak it in." Spencer looked furious, borderline unhinged. 105. Pathetic jump. A desperate move. Derek looked at the auctioneer. 200,000. The audience gasped. A few people applauded. Spencer's face reddened. He was breathing hard like a man drowning. He lifted his paddle, then stopped. His hand shook. Pride and rage collided in his eyes as he slowly lowered his arm. Silence. The auctioneer slammed the gavel. "Sold. To Mr. Derek Lancaster for $200,000. Applause thundered through the room. Dabria's breath caught. Derek didn't just bid on a painting. He bid on her. Her talent. Her soul. Her healing. And he did it without knowing the story behind it. Tears stung her eyes, but she blinked them away quickly. She didn't want pity. This moment wasn't about sadness. It was about being seen. As applause settled, Spencer stormed toward them, pushing past guests and ignoring every polite protest. "Real classy, Derek," Spencer snarled, throwing money around like a dog marking territory. Derek didn't flinch. "I bid on a piece of art I valued. Something you've never been capable of recognizing." "Oh please," Spencer scoffed. "She painted that during our marriage. Those colors, that chaos, that was me. I inspired that." Dabria stepped between them before Derek could speak. "No, Spencer. That painting wasn't about you. It was about surviving you." Spencer froze. Gasps spread around them. Her voice didn't shake. "You broke me down. You made me feel small. You convinced me I had no talent, no vision, no future." She inhaled. "But I rebuilt myself. And the person I became?" She painted that canvas. "Not the girl you tried to control." Spencer's lips parted, stunned. Janae whispered, "Finish him. Finish him." Dabria looked her ex-husband dead in the eyes. "The worst part of loving you was losing myself. And the best part of leaving you was finding me again." The room erupted into applause. Not polite applause, supportive, emotional, loud. Spencer looked around as if the entire building betrayed him. He pointed at Derek. You think you're better than me? I don't have to think it, Derek replied calmly. It's obvious. Laughter broke through the crowd. Spencer's face twisted. You'll regret this. Both of you. Spencer. Dabria's tone was cuttingly gentle. Your chapter in my story is over. Walk away while you still have dignity. He stared at her, hurt, furious, stunned, and for once no words came out. Then he turned and pushed through the crowd, disappearing into the exit corridor. The energy in the gala lifted instantly, like a storm cloud drifting away. Janae hooped. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. If y'all don't subscribe after that, I don't know what to tell you. Derek looked at Dabria, his expression soft now, not triumphant, not boastful, just moved. You were extraordinary, he said. So were you, she murmured. Though you spent $200,000. I'd do it again. She laughed softly, the sound trembling with leftover adrenaline. You're ridiculous. Maybe. He brushed a stray curl behind her ear. But I meant it when I said your talent deserves the world. Her cheeks warmed. You haven't even heard the story behind that painting. I don't need to, he said. I can feel it. Something in her chest unfolded, slow, warm, brave. The crowd dispersed toward the next section of the gala, leaving the two of them in a quieter pocket of the room. Soft music played overhead. The lights glowed gold against the walls. Derek stepped closer. Tell me something, Dabria. What? Is tonight the first time someone has truly seen you? She exhaled shakily. It feels like it. He smiled gently. Then let me be the second, too. Her breath caught. No man had spoken to her like this. No man had offered safety without strings, admiration without expectation. She whispered, I'm scared. I know. He cupped her elbow lightly. But you're still standing. Her eyes shimmered. I don't know what comes next. Then let's find out together. The words settled into her like warmth after a long winter. They stood there, two people bruised by life but not broken, taking in a moment that felt carved out of a future neither dared to imagine until now. Janae called from across the room. Dabria. He's cute, but don't forget we're closing out the video. Tell them to like, comment, and subscribe. Dabria laughed, covering her face for a second. She's unbelievable. She's wonderful, Derek corrected. A fierce friend. Dabria turned back to him. So what now? Now. Derek extended his hand. Now we finish your night. Then we start whatever comes next. She placed her hand in his. A simple gesture. A powerful shift. As they walked toward the next gallery wing side by side, step for step, Dabria felt it for the first time in years. Hope. Real. Unshaking. Hers. And with one last look toward the camera, she said softly, if you want part 2, like, comment, and subscribe. Something tells me the story's just beginning.